Okay, so having been investigated by Social Security before by a complaint, I can tell you that anything that comes in a perforation like that is not investigation. Investigation comes in a sealed envelope. Only a time for a hearing or an appointment will come like that for it. But see how it says benefit statement? That's because it's the time of year. My socials and showing. It's because it's the time of year where your SSA 1099s come out. So, what Dr. Bud actually had is his 1099. It wasn't that's not an investigation form. I've been investigated. I've had a false document of investigation come at me, and I've had a real one come. A real one comes in an official envelope. The one that comes like, yeah, that wasn't my social, okay. The one that comes in that form like that is your SSA 1099 for your taxes. That's what it is. And I get mine from mine came from Baltimore. My grandma's came from Great Lakes region, but my grandma is retired. So you have your little Social Security address. See how it says, can't read. There, Social Security benefit statement. That's because it's tax time. So everybody has gotten these in the past week or so. It's just your tax form. It's your 1099. So if Dr. Bud didn't keep reading, he might want to keep reading because that's his tax form. And like I said, I've had an investigation. I have had somebody report me, and I had to go through investigation. Investigation comes in a sealed envelope. I had a fraudulent thing come that came in a weird-looking envelope, kind of like this. But when you get the little form like this time of year, in January, that's your statement for your taxes, so you know when you fill out your taxes if you're going to have to pay taxes on what you've got. It's not... Sorry, I figured if I put up in front of the lights, it'd be easier to see. It's not a statement. The little, I ripped off my sides, the little funky rip-off things. The only things that come in the funky rip-off things that are official business are your tax forms and your benefit increase letter. Like your cost of living increase, that'll come like this. The other stuff doesn't come. Official business, like an investigation, comes in a actual letter because they give you a list of allegations against you. The only thing involved in the investigation that would come in the little rip-off envelopes is if you have an appointment for a trial or an appointment to prove allegations. Yeah, my grandma I guess I'm coming through Maryland for whatever reason, but it's not an investigation form. It's only one of two a year, and it's a little late for your cost of living increase. That was last year, but that will usually say benefit statement too. It's so you can file your Social Security on your taxes. That's all it is. Right, it's not a perforated envelope. There's not, because they have to give you a list of allegations against you too. It's not an envelopes. I've had the investigation. I know. I had someone on Scope call on me. I know. Yes, 1.6% increase, and that came in December. We got the little perforated envelope, and then the little perforated thing. So I ripped open I used my grandma's first. I was going to do it, but then I realized that, it was sad looking, and I took chunks out because these things never rip right. Yep, cost of living was last month, and this month you get your tax form so that you can file your taxes in case you have to pay taxes on any of it. Or in case you pay taxes on something else and you should be getting a refund. It's for your damn taxes. Okay, that's all I had to say. I saw the little someone's scope on it, and that's not an investigation. An investigation is a packet of papers. That's a long way away. About 24 hours to my LP. So that's as far as I'm counting down right now, is to my LP. But that's all I had to say. I thought I would share that because I know exactly what that letter is. I know exactly what it is. Because everyone's getting them so they can do their damn taxes. But it is not an investigation. Investigation is an envelope with papers in it. And it's a pain in the butt envelope to get. Like I said, during the investigation, you will get one. You might get one of these if you have a hearing, or no, I don't even think my decision came like this. My decision came in an envelope too, I believe. I do taxes because I had to liquidate my 401k to stay on disability and get my additional help. I had 2 401ks from previous jobs, and it was less than $2,000. And in order to keep my additional help, I had to liquidate both of them and then take the tax hit on them and prove that I spent it only on medical expenses, which was a pain in the ass. Because really, if they think I'm going to get rich on under $2,000 in a 401k, case reviews themselves, I get an envelope with the questionnaire, and then I think my answer came in an envelope because I've never had an actual review date. You might get a review date like this, but case review questionnaires themselves come in an envelope because you have to mail it back, and it's a piece of paper you have to fill out, and they want it to be letter size when they scan it in with your answers. I think my decision just came in letter form too, though. Just regular letter form. I don't recall it coming like this. But if you had an appointment date and time to appear somewhere, it might come like this. But the questionnaire itself, when I was up for review, comes in, I get it every year. I'm about due for one too. Even though I'm on a different cycle for some reason, I pop up every year and fill out the stupid questionnaire. And then they see the list of crap that we've added since I've become disabled. They're like, oh yeah, no, you're good. Just keep going. Yeah, there's a lot of crud, but an investigation notice doesn't come in that tiny little paper. That's only cost of living increase, taxes. Sometimes an appointment might come that way. It's just like an appointment reminder. I believe in my initial filing, my judicial review date when the judge, because I didn't go by a court hearing, I just reviewed all my paperwork and submitted everything myself. And I just asked for judicial review because it was ridiculous for everyone to show up at a hearing when I knew what would happen. The date that the judge had to review it by, or the magistrate had to review it by, I believe was sent like this. But everything else is sent in envelopes. Real good old envelopes. I think it's only really things that are like mass sent out to everyone are really sent like this. Because everything else they scan in and they want it to be the same size when they scan it in. These are just easier with those perforations to print mass amounts of them and let the machine seal them and pop them out. Yeah, I've had to fill out and turn in. And then I've had appointment reminders for stuff come out like that, but nothing. I have never gotten your case is being reviewed on little perforations because they couldn't possibly list everything it's being reviewed for. So it's not. Hey, Mac. I showed it at the beginning, but I'll show it again. It's not. This is mine. And you can see it right through. My grandma's, I believe, comes from Great Lakes. Mine is coming through Maryland. But it's the same thing. The only thing that comes like this is your cost of living and your tax forms. And this is, trying to fold it to make sure that my other stuff doesn't come out of it. Social Security benefit statement. It's your 1099 because it's tax time. Yes, I'm being investigated too. Although, I'll chalk this one up to a fake investigation, like the fake investigation, because when I had the real investigation, it was a big old envelope with a list of allegations against me. When someone really reported me from Scope, and I had a whole list of things that were levied against me, and it came in a big, fat official envelope. So I could submit crap. And they could tell me what was being said against me. But when I got the fake letter, when someone said a fake letter, they kind of made it look kind of like that. But it wasn't. I think that was still in an envelope too, but it was a fake one. But yeah. So I just thought I'd share. It's that time of year. It's tax time. You get these twice this time of year. You get one in December for your cost of living increase. Yeah, they do. You get the cost of living increase one in December if you're retired or on disability and getting Social Security. And you get January, you get your tax documents so you can file your taxes. But investigation is a big old envelope. I have never gotten my investigation paperwork in the little perforated thing because that's usually for mass mailing, I believe, or for appointment times. Yeah, I still have, I still had taxes last year, so. Well, I think you should keep reading because it's probably his 1099 like the rest of us got, so he probably might want that for his taxes. So maybe he just didn't read far enough. I didn't even look to see if there's anything about investigations. Computer matching. Nope. Nope. Sometimes on the forms they'll have little things that say like, if you're being investigated, blah, blah, blah. Well, then he can put up his PayPal if it makes him feel better, but that doesn't look like investigation paperwork to me, and I've had a Social Security investigation before. And if it's retirement Social Security, there wouldn't be a reason to investigate unless you were doing something extreme, unless you were stealing someone else's Social Security information, because it's stuff that you earned if you've reached the age to correctly receive it. There wouldn't be a reason to investigate you. The only reason for an investigation, unless you are theft of an older age and receiving someone else's, would really be if you would be disabled. Thanks. Okay, I'm going to go because I can't stand it anymore. And who really wants to stare at my old wall that needs to be painted? So that's what I got, but I will see people out in the Periscope streets. Bye.